Malu bien bien. And recently we also went to Brodard. I am Jacques Clouseau. No, I'm not Jacques Clouseau. I'm not Jacques Cousteau either. I'm not Jacques Clouseau. But we went to Brodard. It's a really yummy place. It's got some French influence, obviously, and some Vietnamese influence in there in the cooking. Super yummy. And the other one was your typical, but also really good Chinese hot pot. And again, there's a lot of those here in Irvine, California, Woodbridge, and they're fun to go and eat there. Anyway, we've got a show here to go and do today, and it's taken a while. Usually I'll do this a little bit earlier during the day, but today was a special day. A special day when the inspector Pink Panther went to try out this drone, and we couldn't get it up in the air. Well, we couldn't. Why? Is it because the hardware has some issues? No. The hardware seemed to be installed correctly. Like the props seem to be correctly set up as they should be. The battery charged to 100%, no problem. I figured out how to remove this thing. Rather, it gets better after a while. I think just the first time was the hardest. Once you understand how this thing kind of works and you don't mess around with the camera too much, you kind of get this to go in and out. It's not my favorite. It's not as nice as the one on the DJI Mini 2. I still prefer that kind of configuration, but this is okay. I can live with that. We have nice prop guards. Prop guards were not an issue. They were not an issue either yet because we couldn't even do a hover test. That's why. We're still trying to update the app, the Fly app, for the DJI FPV. And apparently DJI has invented new math. Apparently when it comes to uploading and downloading the software and all that stuff, updating all that stuff, it went up to 120% and still wouldn't finish the system. So it did not fully upgrade the whatever. And it went to over 120. No, I think it was 120. That's where it stopped. That's where it failed and then did not continue. And by the time it failed, I'd done a bunch of Rubik's Cubes demonstrations. I talked about 3D printing. The battery on the phone had died, pretty much. The goggles battery had been depleted all the way to 3%. The battery on the actual drone had dropped to, I want to say, 1 bar left. And the only thing that was still okay was the remote because it hadn't been used. And the other annoying thing was that even in the simulator, the DJI new remote control that comes with the DJI FPV, it's called the DJI version 2. Let me just get it for you guys. This little old thingy right here, this cool thingy here, is the only thing that survived. And again, it failed at the end, so it did not finally download, but this is the only thing that still has 4-ish bars of battery on it. Everything else started off with 4 bars and it kept going down. As I said before, the battery on the drone drained all the way to 1 of these, and the goggles all the way to 0 pretty much because it went to 3%, and then I stopped it because I didn't want to destroy the battery. The battery is now being charged as we speak. It's very interesting. The batteries for the drone charge faster than the batteries for the goggles. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. And I thought I'd just mention that before I forget. Currently charging the other battery that Spectrum was nice enough to send me. And so when I did that, what happens is when this is the old broken one, You attach this to the charger, and what it does is it stays white. There's a light that stays permanently white, and then if you put the new battery on, it'll flash pink, which means it's charging. At least I hope. So anyway, we're hoping that thing charges so we can test it out on the infraction. I think it's the infraction. Anyway, let's get up in air with whatever we have running here today and see if we can get a couple of flights in. Where is the plane? Oh, the remote is not working. Let me just disengage and re-engage. Disengage, re-engage. Disengage, re-engage. Nothing is working on the thing, which is something else. Why? This was working yesterday, you guys. This is where we left off yesterday. None of the controls are running on the machine. Great. All right, so we are forced to turn this off and to open up Real Flight Evolution once more. I don't know what happened. Nobody ever knows what happens on these things, and people always think that I'm just some kind of genius who can go in and modify a bunch of stuff in the code. Because ironically and funnily, I call myself Snapdragon coder, but it's a joke. It's a joke. I don't know how to code at all. The only code that I know how to do is so basic and crappy that you can just like build a little video game in Scratch. That's what we did, and my daughter helped me with that. So it was like we built a fun Street Fighter sort of Scratch video game. And the other code that I've done was I basically followed the exact instructions per the one of those Arduino, or actually more than one Arduino kit, where I got like some flashing lights to blink. That was the extent of my coding. And then I did some coding for, and again, it wasn't really coding. It was just trying to get the basic setup for a little car so that it could test the motors. The motors would spin the wheels forward and back, and that was it. That's the level of coding I am capable of. So yeah, so basically, you guys, if you want to go check that out, it's pretty fun. I did a whole rant for about 100 minutes this morning where I tried to get the DJI FPV to run, and everything started off badly because, again, the software that it came with, it never ever comes with the software that you need to fly with it. That's one thing you can always count on with DJI. DJI will not fly out of the box. You always have to do an update the first time you buy the product, and it takes a while, and it drains the battery of your drone, so most likely you won't be able to fly the first time you do things. You'll probably be able to fly the second time that you recharge the batteries. Is that something that you want? Maybe yes, because in the end, like I said before, I have the DJI Mini 2, and it's been an amazing drone ever since I've had it. But I'm not going to sugarcoat the fact that it's just so annoying to get it set up the first time. Okay. All right. So anyway, that happened this morning. It really did. You don't believe me? You can go check out the YouTube video on that. It should be up on the channel. At least I can see. I don't know if it's been shadow banned like a lot of other things. So if it's been shadow banned, you probably have to type in Marco Reviews. You probably have to type in Marco Reviews. And then after that, you would have to type in Livestream. And possibly today's date. And it should probably pop up. Or Marco Reviews Livestream latest or something. It should pop up then. If you just randomly try to search stuff online, then it probably won't show up. But we're used to that. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Okay. Loving this warbird. Getting some good stuff. So this year is another year of me being vegan. And does that mean I am super healthy? No, it doesn't. Be a little vegan. I still drink some of this. Try to limit this to like one of these. This is what, like 12 ounces. 12 fl, 0 as Z. Dr. Oz. Anyway, oh no, I probably voided I said Dr. Oz, now I've voided the YouTube monetization on this video. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. And now I've voided it extra because I've sung a couple of things from Taylor Swift. It's not my fault if that song is so amazingly catchy. It's not my fault. I just said it in a live stream. Anyway. So yeah, I've been vegan for quite some time. And do I consider myself a healthy human being? Sort of. I'm better. I can say healthier than I was back in the day when I was at university, where I used to have at least 3, maybe 4 of those cans in a day. And that's because I had to stay up late after hours, and I still thought that, better to have some Coca-Cola than to have alcohol, for instance, or to go out and get myself some marijuana or whatever else the other kids were having. So I thought, Coca-Cola is probably better than that. Yeah. So I went for maybe like 4 of those daily to maybe 1 of these daily these days. Not every day. It's just sometimes I can go a couple of months without having any Coca-Cola at all. But anyway, healthier, not necessarily healthy, as one might very well put it. Bouncing goes and bouncing lands and stuff is. I would have loved to show you guys how cool it is to fly the DJI FPV today, aka the potato jet, but it does. It did not want me to fly it, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's not a whole lot that you can do. Let's get out of. Ooh, the second I got it out of safe, the nose plummets, so you have to remember to fly. Give it more throttle, and after you give it more throttle, oh, it destroyed the plane already. To give it more throttle and lift the nose of the plane, just remember to be gentler on the sticks and not to over rotate. And I did it again. I over rotated and I was not gentle on the sticks. That could have been a landing, but I wanted to do another, slightly better landing. So I tried to get back in the air and I overcorrected it again. The roll rate. You have to be very gentle on the rolls with these things. Gentle on the rolls. Can't get over how cool that and how well the graphics are set up for this simulator. When you see that cool truck that I just flew over a second ago. It's coming back to me. I'm being very gentle on the sticks. Almost no throttle. Lift the nose. I'm not in safe here, guys. And bounce and land. Not bad. Survived the bounce and land. It was returning me. It did not flip on its nose. It does not do those annoying things that I think the F-16 has that. The The F-16 has that big issue there. You have to be extra careful when taxiing the F-16 on the ground. See if I can get another landing here. Lift that nose just a little bit. Wow, that was probably one of my best landings ever with this or any other plane in out of safe. It's coming back to me. Come on, gently down. We're 0 throttle. Lift that nose. Turn it a little bit more. Lift that nose a little bit more. Yeah, bounce and land. It wasn't as greasy and beautiful as the previous one, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It wasn't disastrous, so bring it back again and let's line it up with the runway. 0 throttle, come on. Ooh, bounce and land. Bounce and land. At the very least, we did not break the landing gear. We're doing a little bit better than yesterday. And again, lift that nose. Lift that nose. Touch and go land. Yeah, buddy. Oh, and explode the plane. So that shows you that I can still explode the plane. If I'm not careful, I can still make it explode. It's coming down real hot. Lift it back up. Oh, no. I did that penguin slide. Penguin slide. I wanted to do a nice inverted pass. Go lift and up. 0 throttle coming back to me. Up, 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 up. Don't do... We could go this way and come back for a landing. Can we come back for a landing? No, that's a smash land. It's too bad. Anyway, one of the things I've been watching this really fun Netflix series. I think it's called Inventing Anna. It's pretty fun. And what it does is it shows you one of the things that I notice a lot with people that are wealthy, or very wealthy, or very rich, in some cases both, or in some cases people who didn't have money but were able to figure out a way to, like the nouveau riche, the new riches, were able to somehow become successful all of a sudden, and they didn't really know how to handle their fame and glory and stuff. Is that sometimes the most intelligent people who are very successful and very capable sometimes aren't the most evolved humans. So they end up becoming really, really successful and rich and powerful, but that doesn't help them. Because sometimes they don't realize that it's almost like a child, right? Sometimes this happens to children a lot. They become very skilled at something very quickly, but they're not emotionally ready for the next stages of their life. And so sometimes they will struggle to get back or to do stuff in their new classroom setting. Maybe they were used to another class, and they're so smart that they've managed to go from, I don't know, one grade, and they skip a couple of grades and go into the next grade. Now they're hanging out with people that are way older than them and more evolved and advanced, and now they're struggling to fit in because although they can do all the stuff that the people who are slightly older can do, but they can't really deal with the social status and all that other stuff that goes on with, or the social dynamics that go on with the current state of their reality now. So they maybe jumped from first grade to fifth grade or something, and now suddenly they're like, oh, okay, what's going on? I can stay focused in class. I can do all the stuff the other kids are doing, but then at the playground, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm completely left out of what's going on. Or even if they manage to fit in, they still don't feel like they fit in or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, that show. Pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, it's probably worth taking a couple of seconds to take a look at it, since most people have Netflix, I guess, nowadays. Some people are wealthy enough that they got Netflix. They've got, I don't know, a bunch of other things as well. But anyway, Netflix is still one of my favorite ones. Part of the reason why it's so good, because unlike some of the other ones, it doesn't have commercial after commercial after commercial. They will create commercials to promote other Netflix shows that they have, but you don't get bombarded by some weird commercial about who knows what, or like try to sell you some product that you don't want or whatever. Anyway, that's pretty cool. That's one of the cool things about Netflix. Still today, although they keep raising the prices, so that's not the best, but at the very least they stayed true to themselves and didn't start putting some political garbage, or oh my gosh, like YouTube is unbelievable. YouTube is unbelievable. Their latest and greatest commercials are like blah blah blah, the greatest genius and scientist blah 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 just created a new thing that if you, I'm not sure, some kind of weird solution or something. If you put this weird solution in your mouth, it's going to regrow your teeth, and clearly it's probably not going to regrow your teeth. I'm not sure what it will do, but it's probably like one of those placebo things, like those regrow your hair or whatever. That's the kind of commercials we have to deal with on YouTube. Or they'll have the latest and greatest drone has been created by John, the ex, with a collaboration of 2 ex-Navy SEALs, blah, blah, blah. And this thing, and they show you pictures of the footage directly stolen from DJI's Avata and DJI FPV. So they literally just take footage stolen from DJI. They put it. They put this together with the commercial, and they'll show you like pictures and stuff from the I think the Inspire, the Avata, the DJI FPV and stuff. And they'll make this really, and it looks really like legit. Like the video looks pretty legit, aside from the funny narration and stuff. Because like if anybody's actually flown a drone, they know that you can't buy something that's $100 that flies like the Avata or the DJI FPV or the Inspire or the Matrice or any of those. But anyway, they're claiming that it can do those things, and that you can buy this drone for like $100 or $99, because they want to trick you in the pricing too. They don't want you to know it's $100. It's $99 plus taxes and who knows what other stuff, because it's California. So anyway, these are the commercials that we have to deal with on YouTube, and YouTube is fine with them completely, ripping off DJI. They're fine with that, so long as you're paying YouTube to run your commercials. Anyway, and then the kind of crap that I get on my channel, where I put something on and it gets demonetized, but that's because I'm not paying YouTube directly, right? I'm using their service for free, so I have to follow rules that people who like pay to put their commercials up on YouTube don't have to at all. And that is YouTube for you guys. Ooh, let's fly the Draco. Let's go. E-Flight Draco 6S. Let's go. Nice big bird. You can see it's red. Perfect contrast right now. You can see it so well with the clouds in the background. We are now in safe, which makes it really, 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 with enough realies behind it, easy to fly. And we will just land. Bounce and land. Okay, my landing was terrible, but it can take it, no problem. It'll do grass ops, and it'll do regular stuff too. Let's get it back here to us. Let's get it back to us. Anyway, I haven't followed the Elon Musk kerfuffles. The last thing that oh, whoa, that was close. I almost hit the usual thing that I said I was going to hit. Let's get out of safe real quick. Come back to me gently. Here we go. Let's see if we can do a bounce and land on using AS3X. 0 throttle. Bounce and land successful. I did not destroy the bird. Let's get back up in the air. Let's get up. And let's fly. Oh, I uninverted myself. No. Wow, it did a cartwheel and everything. It's amazing. The Draco did not destroy itself after all of that stupidity that I just caused. It's amazing. I'm flying now inverted, which is beautiful. If I wanted to climb out of that, I have to full throttle and turn, and it can climb out of that. Not as well as some of the other birds, but it does so well in that it is just, I mean, I'm not in safe, and I'm just in so much control here. You guys know how easily I can just go and do a, whatchamacallit, a penguin flop, a penguin slide. But there we go. We're back. Again, we're not in safe, guys. We're not in safe. I zero throttle it too much, so I did do that thing. But as I said before, it is very forgiving. It is very forgiving. It's a big plane. It's a big plane, yet it is so... Ooh, that was my bad. I destroyed that. That was... I went straight into the ground, so... I was just trying to do this. I was just trying to do this, and there we go. Climbing out of that. Down, dip, and over again. Let's go back to me. Wow. It is now flying away from me. It is now flying towards me. Let me go towards the camera. We can roll it and up, 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 up. Nice. And turn it again. Let's see if we can come back for a sort of relaxed landing, sort of. Not really. Just kind of if we can. If we can, nope, missed it. Missed the runway completely. How do you miss the runway? That's a big runway. But I missed the runway, so. Here we go. Lift. I got it. I'm going down at 0 throttle, lifting up the front. Bounce and land. Nothing broke. At least nothing broke. We're back in the air. No. That was ridiculous. I had done everything right until the last second, and then I lost control. Coming back down. I'm gonna nail this landing. Come on. I'm gonna nail this landing. Come on, lift that front. It's still a bounce and land, but it's not bad. And look at that. Just once it was down, it just turned so easily. I didn't flip it. Let's do it one more time. This time we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go inverted and up. Full throttle and reach out of the inversion. Awesome. Let's go the other way and come back and see what we can do with landing on this side. Again, I'm equally bad on both sides, but I try to do the best that I can on both sides. And we're coming in. And maybe you need, sometimes I said that before, maybe you need a little bit of throttle in order to keep that nose up a little bit more and get a nicer sort of landing. Again, I still bounced it. Guys, but you can't blame the plane for poor skills, for bad skills. You can't blame the plane for that. I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a video of RC Girl. RC Girl, she she flies this and lands it quite nicely too. And let's see. Come back. Woohoo! Come on. Bounce. I was going to land it there, but no. Give myself a little bit more runway here. Here we go. Okay, let's make sure that it's... Lift that nose just a little bit more. There, that's not too bad. Anyway, that was the Draco. The Draco 2.0 millimeters. It is a big plane. It is a big, big plane. So some people find it to be daunting simply because it's big. But as you can see here, as I have been just flying it right now, it doesn't fly like a big plane. It flies like a small plane. Although it is big. All right, so let's try. Just can't get enough of how cool this little Tomcat is. It is now, let me just taxi it towards me real quick to make sure that those wings, the wings are the way that I want them to be. Wow, it is so cool looking. I've got to get myself one of these. Got to get myself one of these days. I don't know that I'll be able to fly it, but so right now, let's go through some of these things. It is now in safe. Don't know what this does. It's not doing anything, but this is, you're seeing it here on the screen as well now. I figured out how to get that on there so you guys can see what's going on. This is supposed to be closing the wings to the mid, and this way close them all the way. This is a small Tomcat, so it does not open up the front canopy or whatever they call it. The cockpit does not open up in the front like the larger Tomcat. But hey, you know what? It's a UMX and it's super tiny and it's got wheels. Sorry, doesn't have the landing gear, but it has those wings that do the thing. I mean, what were you going to expect, right? Like, so much technology is packed into this little tiny thing, and it is so cool. And it's safe, it just flies amazing. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. I'm going to bring it back to me. I'm not going to do the flips and rolls in this configuration because it will not allow you to flip. It will allow you to bank a lot. I mean, look at that. Even in safe, it allows you to turn. Again, you got to do turning with two sticks at the same time. You got to turn with your left stick and rotate with your right stick if you want to be able to make those tight turns. Otherwise, it will not. Whoa, yeah. Let's jump out of safe, and I always forget what safe is on this. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was a bad idea. Put it back into safe. It's like a little dot on the screen, so get out of safe there is not a good idea. Bring it back closer to yourself. And now that you have it, you can go get out of safe. And try to be gentle about bringing it back to you. It does fly very fast and requires a certain amount of throttle to stay in the air. That is more than the Draco would ever need. Oh, bam. So just comparing these two, right? This is like so small that you can fit like, I don't know, 5 or 10 of these next to that Draco that we just flew before. But this one, be careful. It requires more speed to stay in the air. And once it starts getting away from you, oh gosh, I'm going to destroy it again. I just wanted to try a landing. No landing is going to be possible at this rate. Come back to me. Lift. This is not a this is not a beginner plane, guys. If you put it in safe, I wasn't in safe. Put it in safe. Put it in safe, it's fun to fly. You put it in safe, it's fun to fly. It turns on a dime, as I said before. It'll come right back to you. Look at that. Beautiful flight. Right under there. So much fun to fly. Bring it back to me again. Come straight at the camera so you guys can see it up close. That famous beauty pass that the RC sailors talk about on their channel is really cool. No, I went the wrong way for the beauty pass. That's okay. I can't do this stuff. Have the stuff that they can do. There, it's kind of like that. Can't really do it. And definitely can't do it in not safe. In AS3X, I can't do it. It's kind of like that, you see? Except you don't smash it into the ground. Okay. Now we're going to get out of safe again. And this time we're going to try to land it. Okay. It's coming back. 0 throttle. Just trying to aim at the runway. Oh, bounce and land. Bounce and land. Let's try that again. 0 throttle, bounce and land. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's got Tigger. It's got Tigger all over it. It's got the Tigger jitters. It's got the Tigger jumpy jitters. Oh, man. This is what happens to me a lot of the times when I put it in Fonzie mode. I can't control the Fonzie mode, so I can't go, hey. And then it's a disaster. It's a disaster. Come on, come back to me. Come. No. Oh. No. No. Just no. What was that? So that is kind of what you'd expect me to do if I was to buy this plane and fly it and not safe. I might be able to get a little bit better control than this in real life. I got to go check on the batteries real quick. I am currently charging the goggles, DJI goggles. Okay, so they're close to being fully charged. The goggles, and I'm pretty sure that the other one is not going to be charged that quickly. The Spectrum battery takes a while to charge. It's still blinking, so that'll take a little longer. Wait, before I fly this, it was an E-flite F-15 Eagle 64 millimeter EDF. Let's get this beauty in the air. Let's get it. Nice. Sending it. It returns back this way. It's in safe. Yeah, buddy. Let's go back the way that we came and see if we can come back the other way. Turning aim at the runway. Yeah, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Lift that nose just a little bit. We're almost 0 throttle and bounce and land, but that's pretty good. Gosh, I really love these planes. I really love these planes. The more I mess around with them, the more I love these planes. And I've been doing a lot of the exercises on here, but I've plateaued on most of them. And I was trying to be all cool and see if I could beat a bunch of the levels and get this gold stars for stuff. But let's be honest. Maybe I can do that with some of them, the ones that I'm most sort of in tune with, like the ones inside the hangar and stuff. But when it comes to beating some of the other ones, like the limbo challenges and a bunch of the other ones, or the dead stick landing stuff, man, that is next level. It's just next level, so I can't beat those. Still working really hard on learning how to land better. I do a lot of bounce and lands. It could take another 20 years to get half good at this, but I've gotten a little better. That was pretty good. See, like it's just like, it was really funny. It was really funny back in the day when I used to train with Charles more often and stuff. And he'd hold the mitts, or he'd hold the, what do you call those things? You basically can punch into them or whatever. He would hold those things, and then my footwork was so bad. It's still pretty bad, but it was even worse back then. So then he'd be like, "Okay, all right, let's get ready to do a punch." And so I would punch, and he'd be like, "Ooh, that one was good." And then for the next 5 punches, he was like, "Nah, that wasn't a knockout punch. That wasn't a good punch at all." So maybe like one out of 8 punches was a half decent punch, and then the other ones were horrible. And this is pretty much how I feel with the landings here. And again, I'm landing in safe, so that's supposed to be like, it should be like a total no-brainer. It should be like super easy. It should be like I should be nailing every single one of the landings, because it's all you see in the bounce and land. It's all self-assisted. So I'm not having to control the angle or the rotation on the plane. I'm just having to make sure that it is facing the correct way, that it's going slow enough to land, and that's all, mostly. And then making sure that the nose is not face down so much that it will touch the runway. That's pretty much all there is to it. Right? Easy peasy. Some might say too easy. Too easy. And I can even screw that up. So I can screw that up. So let's get out of safe. Whoa, bam. Sometimes as I said before, sometimes when it happens, the first thing that happens is the nose wants to go down. Boom. The nose wants to go down, and if you don't immediately fight to keep that nose up, well, then bad stuff happens. So that was a interesting, strange way to land. Oh, and I pressed C. This is one of the things that annoys me the most, and it is my fault. It is not the software's fault, but I keep having the wire hit the keyboard or something, and that does what it does. It doodly does the thing that it does best, which is resets the flight simulator and all that work that was, oh, no, never mind. That was never going to be a good landing like that. So let me see if I can make it come back to me gently. Okay, now I do have to make sure the rotation is done. It's up to me. It's up to me, New York, New York. The rotation has to be set correctly, and it's up to me. I guess this kind of plane can do grass hops, but the tires on these things are not huge like on the Draco, like on the Aeroscout, like on the Habu and a bunch of others. The landing gear is slightly smaller here, and therefore I'm gonna put it in safe. Yeah, put it in safe. It saved the. No, it didn't, because I just screwed up some other things. I'm not sure what I was touching there. Anyway, lost my train of thought too, which is perfect. No, and I pressed something that I didn't want to press, and now it made the other thing disappear. Okay, let's see. Was it this one? There we go. You press 2 on the keyboard, and it brings that thing back. 2, the number 2. Shouldn't be that hard, and yet. You can also find it here in the menu. So it's that one right there, brings the remote control out for people to see what you're doing. And as I said before, I'm the least qualified to be showing you guys how to do this stuff, but I'm willing to do it, so I'm here to show you. A lot of the problems in life, one of the things that you will find is that some of the best teachers just don't want to deal with students. Some of the best people out there just don't want to work. For instance, they're like, no, I will not work at all. I've done my time. It's like working is like it's like being in jail. But yeah, that's one of the problems. One of the biggest problems in life is that some of the best teachers out there don't want to teach. They just don't. They don't want the hassle of being in class or being confined to a certain space or whatever it is. They just don't want to teach. They might be great teachers, but they don't like teaching. It's not my case. It's not my case. I love teaching. Teaching was one of the coolest things that I ever did, and I absolutely loved it. Would I do it again? Yes, I would. But I would want to be paid. I would want to be paid. And I would want to be paid nicely, like not nickeled and dimed kind of paid, like a proper, like at least 50 grand per year kind of pay. It's just not even worth it otherwise. It's just not even worth it. It's not even worth it otherwise. Woohoo. Okay. And again, if you're living in one of those awesome places where where 50 grand is just worth more because the cost of living is very cheap. The cost of housing is very cheap. Everything related to like food, housing, and all that stuff is very cheap. Then like maybe 30 grand per year is not bad. Is not bad, right? 30 grand per year. But you can't. California, everything kills you. Everything kills you out here. Everything kills you out here. Whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so cool. I don't know how I did that. That was a complete fluke. I was just going up there and I did something weird. And I've seen the RC sailors do this all the time. And sometimes the Brian Phillips RC does that kind of thing. But I did it by accident, on accident, however you want to call it. But it was satisfying. Man, was that satisfying. I just went up there and then the plane just dropped down beautifully, came. And now I'm out of safe and the thing is going somewhere else. I can't tell where it's going. Zero throttle coming back, hopefully down. I think it's coming back down. Okay, it was. Can we get a landing? Whoa, yeah. And I was out of safe too. Beautiful bird. Again, with this, the only thing you have to worry about is if you are... Oh, wait. Get out of safe. I wasn't safe. Forget about it. The only reason I landed well was because I wasn't safe, and I didn't realize I wasn't safe. Because it was letting me get away with a lot of stuff. Just climbed out of the thingy, just coming right back. I was inverted for a little while. Now it's going super fast. I want to slow it down and make it come back to me gently. Come on. Don't hit the ground. And I'm trying to get that rotation just right for a landing and overreached. Come back. Oh, that's too bad. I was getting close there. I thought I aligned it, but then I looked and I lost control of the plane. And I was about to do the same thing again now. It is now rotated correctly. Overdid it. Oh, wow. Wow, that was interesting. So I kind of landed, but then I still had the throttle on too much power. Yeah. Okay, so I'm almost done here. I'm going to try one more plane. This is the bind and fly. I think this is the bind and fly. This is the E-Flight, the small one. I thought this was EMX, UMX. I don't know. I've seen this. I've seen this. But you have to bind it. This is bind and fly. This is bind and fly. This is big as the red one, but I think it's bind and fly. This one, the orange one, is the smallest one. They're all cool. They're all cool. I'd be happy to fly any of those. Oh, and this one again. This was great. They have this in red. It hasn't been updated here on the app, but they have this in red. Let's just fly it for a second. It's not in safe, so stuff could happen. Coming back to me. Oh no, I did the penguin slide again. Come back to me. Stay inverted. Stay inverted. I'm too high off the ground for comfort. Safe. Oh, I pressed the safe. No, I didn't press the safe. See, each of these things are different. You'll notice that I pressed the switch over there, and that is safe to AS3X. But I pressed the wrong one in this case. So I thought I was going to save myself by going like this. It's in safe. It's not in safe. So now if I do that, it should be able to do it. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me, but I want to put it in safe. No, I still haven't put it in safe. And that saves it. And now when I come back to myself, no problem. No problem at all. Come back to myself in safe. It does require some throttle to come back to me. Lift that nose up. Can we get a somewhat greasy landing? No. Okay. Went on to the grass. That was not my intention. That was not my intention, but that is what happened. Land. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Whoa. This thing is a missile. It's a missile, so it's so fast. It's a missile in the air. It is like a missile in the air. It's coming back to me. It's flying really nice and slow now. Almost zero throttle. Lift that nose, lift that nose, lift that nose. It had a bit of a bounce, but then it went fine. Let's try one more landing with this thing. It's just beautiful out there. It's coming back. Oh, I overdid it. What did I just do? I don't know. Okay, lift that nose a little bit more. Whoa, I like that. Ugh. Come on. I had it all going on. I had it all going on except that last bit. That last bit did not. Down, down, down. So what's going on this year? What are we going to do this year? What are we going to do? We're going to start making some money on YouTube this year. Don't worry, it's not this channel. This channel will never make money. I don't think it'll ever make money. It's just the way it is. But maybe I can convince my friend Steve to create a channel that we would work together on together, and that can be monetized. That could be monetized. I've been talking about this for years. It might actually happen this year. 2023 might be the year where Steve and I put together a channel and collaborate on that channel. Steve already has a channel, but it takes him like it might take him 15 years to put out his first video. So for the sake of that, what we could do is we could have some really fun videos. I could make most of the videos so that I can just pump something out all the time and keep the channel live. And then we could have a Patreon, and he can put his high quality videos on the Patreon or something. And then we could have Patreons come and check out his amazing, coding works and stuff. Some of the 3D printing stuff that he's been doing with, like robots, robot spiders or whatever. Amazing projects with robotics intelligence or whatever. I think he may already have done some work with neural networks and stuff. That's pretty cool. And we could have all of that cool stuff on the Patreon that people could come and check out and pay him some money, because he's a real professional. He's not some wacky goofball on the internet like me. So we could have some cool stuff like that done, so that people would pay for the real content on the Patreon and stuff, and then you could still be watching some wild stuff with me. And that way I wouldn't get demonetized, because let's face it, the algorithm hates me like I'm like the plague to the YouTube algorithm. It's been trying to snuff me out for like 16 years. It just hasn't killed me yet. It's done all its tips and tricks, and it's done all the things that have killed lots of other YouTubers that really were trying to do well and gave up and or committed suicide. But it's failed at destroying me. So I'm still here. It's sad. It's sad that the YouTube algorithm is sad every time I show up in the morning. It's like, damn, I didn't kill this guy. Yet. But hey, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna have to outlive you, YouTube algorithm. I'm just gonna have to outlive you. It's just gonna have to be that way. So yeah, still alive. I wouldn't say well, but I'm still alive. I'm still here. Trojan. Love this plane. If the trees and the wind hadn't been so mean, I would still have my Trojan. But it'd be gone. I don't know where it went. The same can be said for my second Aero Scout Mini. The wind, well, actually, in that case, it was the wind and the solar panel, because the wind took it and it landed on a solar panel, and then I didn't have a ladder or anything to get up on the solar panels, or probably the right to go on the solar panel. And by the time I tried to contact somebody to help me out with that, again, it's definitely not their fault. It's just the way things go. Then the wind or the storm, whatever, on the day after, whatever, that it landed on the roof, made it disappear. So it must be somewhere. Somebody might have found it. But yeah, there's an Aero Scout Mini somewhere in Irvine, California, Woodbridge. And again, if anybody finds it, just let me know. I have the remote control that goes with it. So if you want to play with it, I will give you the remote control for free, because it's been lost. It's been lost for a while now. Definitely more than a year, I think now. So one of the first kerfuffles on the channel was me losing one of the other cool planes on a rooftop, and collaborating with a really nice security guard who came out and helped me. It landed on a school, and the security guard came all the way to help me retrieve it, and I got it back, and it was back on the channel for a little while until I blew on its motors. Then I changed the motors on it. I still have the plane. It looks nothing like the original. It looks nothing like the original, but it still flies really well. And probably should take it out sometime, but the weather's been so bad. It's been so bad that only like drones could fly well in this weather right now. Anywho, that's it for it, you guys. That's it for you guys today. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. So lots of things are happening here on the on this channel. Hopefully, we'll have the DJI FPV drone ready to rumble with the new and latest and greatest update of whatever the software is trying to do these days. It was kind of ridiculous because it says that it was updating for the Avata or the Avatar, but I don't have that. I currently have the this one. I'll show you in a second. Let's just do a landing so we have a nice thumbnail for the algorithm to take a look at and say, okay, I'm gonna kill you tomorrow, Mr. Mark Reviews. I'm gonna kill you tomorrow. Anyway, this is a really nice image here of the Trojan. Look how cool it is in its red. I like it in yellow too. Mine was yellow. Oh, stepping back from the machine. Stepping back from the machine of doom to show you this here, for some reason, was installing the DJI Avatar software on the iFly app. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean that this will also have remote ID? I don't know. I don't care. I just wanted to do a hover test. That's all I cared about today, and I couldn't do it. So with that, guys, as always, I want to thank all the amazing YouTubers and stuff in the background. They always provide some really good information and stuff that whenever I can, I like to just point out some of the fun things that they do. Stepping back a little bit more so you guys can see all that. We're going to thank the sponsors of the channel. We've got Shongmei, we've got Excellent, Di Yomiso, Color Farm, and recently I'm going to go check out the batteries now. Spectrum sent us a new battery that is being charged at the current time. And thank you, of course, to Horizon Hobby for always providing us cool new updates for Real Flight Evolution and Real Flight 9.5S. So thank you, guys. We're waiting for the it says it takes somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks for you guys to get this favorite here stuff here, the free cool brand swag that it says on both things. When you go and register your many products, as I have done, on horizonhobby.com/register. And in case you didn't know, in this one you have to create a separate account for Spectrum and also go and register your stuff on there. So it's a bit of a process. But it's worth it. It's worth it if after 6 to 8 weeks you receive the famous swag that comes with this. So having said all that, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow with better news. Anyway, take care, guys. Enjoy.